Oh, my God. I got to tell you, now this is where the show gets positive. This is where the show gets exciting. And we got to handle the Lions in two different ways, Rico. One is organizationally, they continue to stack seemingly sensible quality hire over sensible quality hire. And I feel very weird. Like, I feel awesome about it. Okay, the only question mark I have of any of the people they've hired happens to be Hulk Hogan, a.k.a. their head coach. But fine, we'll get to the organizational stuff. I know what people want to talk about immediately. It's Matthew Stafford. Now, this weekend, the news broke that there was a mutual parting. Let's face it, Stafford went to them and said, I want out. He did the unthinkable. He did what many of us didn't believe he would ever do. And I can't tell you how proud I am of Matthew, Kelly, the kids whose names I don't know and don't care about. I'm proud of anyone related to Matthew John Stafford or John Matthew Stafford, whichever way it goes. He finally stood up for himself and said, I'm better than you. I need out. You knew the organization would have to say yes. What would they do? Everyone knows the Lions are in the gutter. That's what a mutual parting means. And guess what? I'm thrilled. Because even though Stafford has let them off the hook, okay? He let them off the hook. I still, unless you show me documentation of emails between Sheila and Rod the Bod and Brad Holmes that says, we want him gone, we have to rebuild, I'll never believe that they'd be willing. Matthew Stafford called the shot. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Why is this important? Because as much as it still makes me doubt them, this is the pathway to having a chance at better. I'll tell you right from the rip, people, I will fully back Holmes, Dorsey, Campbell. I'll back the whole thing. Because now they have to trade this guy. They have to strip this down to the sticks. They got to reset their table, right? Reset the financial table. And we got to get some draft capital. And we got to get the new quarterback. I'm on board. I love it. I think Stafford will end up with the Colts. I think Stafford will end up maybe in Niner land. The bottom line is he gets to go do what he's got to do. I ain't mad. I'm actually thrilled. I actually like him more today than at any point in his career. He stood up for himself. I think if you're the Lions, you got soul searching to do. Your three greatest players in history have done the following. Quit on you the night before training camp, ended their career early, and you're in a fight with them about money, and then, number three, demanded a trade. You may want to get your life together if you are the Fords. But where we sit today, Rico, I'm thrilled with this. Now, where people are at might be different. I wanted the QB last year, didn't get it. I wanted him gone this offseason, I'm going to get it. It's going to be hard. It probably won't work, but it wasn't going to work if he stayed. This gives us a chance. I'm thrilled. I know you're more on the Ford end of it with letting him off the hook. I'll let you go right there. But I just want to hear from the people your reaction now, knowing number 9 is done. He ain't back with you. It's over.
Pick up the phone and start dialing.
Right. You hate your job? Pick up the phone and start dialing. 248-539-9797. Rico, take us through it.
This was one of those times where I got the news. I remember I was sitting, I can say I was in a grocery store parking lot, and I don't know about David, you or Mike, but sometimes when you get news, Mike, you're not so much on social media. You have to do the blue check mark check. Wait a minute. Is this a real account? Am I reading this? I need to see. Let me quickly dial up somebody else to see if they're saying the same thing or if my Twitter account was hacked. I don't want to hear that. Wait, he said that. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Oh, wow. Are you serious? This is really happening. I'm getting out the car yelling. It's happening, people. People thought I was crazy, but I was just that excited. I didn't know who started this. They said they both sat down. You got to figure. I thought maybe it was the Lions saying, hey, Matthew, you're not going to be a part of our plans, and we owe you a solid. You've been loyal to us for 12 years. we're going to send you to some place where you can go and do something better with your career other than here, because we're about to tear this thing down. I like that fact that the Lions are admitting we need to start over. We need to rebuild. And with Stafford, as bad as last year was in missing out on a quarterback, and I know it hurts, especially when you see Miami as a possibility to go there and you get Tua back in return. That, to me, is a kick in the balls. But it could work out that you could get more for Stafford. You could get, multiple picks is what they need, the draft capital. You could
100%.
get multiple first-round picks, which will allow you to move up in the draft. And, oh, by the way, and doing some research, I'm okay if they take Trey Lance. I'm okay with that. Watching some of his game footage, but you know what? This may not be a bad. It's not Justin Fields or bust for me anymore. But you get that opportunity.
Bottom line, you get in the business of understanding your reality. Yeah. The Lions, whether they got shoved into the conversion van or went on their own volition, they are off to rehab. Yeah. They are admitting they're bums. They are admitting they have to rehabilitate their roster, their salary allocation, and they have to rebuild. I'm thrilled. And it's not punitive. I'm not mad at Matthew Stafford. I don't begrudge Matthew Stafford. I've begged him to do this for a couple years. Mm-hmm. I'm thrilled. So now, look, it creates an opportunity where, Rico, the Colts last year traded with your team for DeForest Buckner. They gave up the number 12 pick in the draft, straight up. It worked for both parties, right? Mm-hmm. There's absolutely no reason you can't go to them and get more for Matthew Stafford. He's worth more than DeForest Buckner. He's probably a 1 and a 2, and it might just be a 1 this year with a 2 next year. I'd do the deal today. If San Francisco called and said, we're not giving you multiple picks, but we'll give you number 12 overall, I'd do the deal today. I think Matthew Stafford, I've been saying this for weeks, his value will never be higher. And this marketplace is shaping up that Matthew Stafford is the single best quarterback available with respect to contract and cost.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson's the best available,
right,
but he's going to cost you 7,000 picks and starting in 22, $38 million a year. Stafford is cheaper. Stafford is shorter term and will cost you like 1/3 the first round picks.
But I want to stop you right there. If San Francisco just offers you a 12, that's not good enough. You have to get more. You have to be smart. This is one of those, it's like having the number 3 pick in the draft. You only get to do this probably once or twice.
Okay.
Take full advantage. Don't go cheap. I'm picking up the phone. I'm playing all the team. I'm calling Washington saying, this is what the Niners are offering. Hey, Colts, this is what Washington's offering. I'm playing everybody off of everybody. And you know you're going to get the panicked GM who just says, screw it. You want 2 number 1s? You got it. Bam. Deal. Sign. Done.
Yeah, no, Rico, I guess okay, you're right. I'll stand down on that. It's just, I'm making the point, I have zero doubt in my mind, with the marketplace being where it's at right now, not 3 months ago, 6 months ago, you can absolutely get a 1 plus some candy.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about getting a borderline top 10 pick, which is unthinkable, but a team like San Francisco is only there because of some very specific circumstances. Look, I think they're going to do really well here. And I don't think this mutual parting hurts his value in any way, shape, or form, because the marketplace of teams desperately needing a quarterback, teams that are ready to win, the demand outweighs the supply.
You talking Niners at 12? There's Denver at 9. So there are teams. A lot of people
Washington
need
at 18, Colts at 21, Niners at 12, Denver at 9. I mean, I don't know. We'd have to look at the cap for the Saints, which is a debacle. Could be away there.
Wow.
I have tried.
All right.
Yeah, that's the Saints are
Could
about
Tom
to become
Brady
the
win a
Aints.
Super Bowl and just disappear, and then Stafford goes to Tampa? I'm just throwing stuff against the wall.
Now, if he wins the Super Bowl, Mike, if he wins the Super Bowl, you know he's got to come back to show I can do it again.
No.
Would it be him and Gronk with the song, We Ain't Going Nowhere, We'll Be Back? Super Bowl
248-539-9797. I want to hear from the people on it. It's an end of an era, and maybe a day that you never expected to happen. Matthew Stafford, Mr. Company Man, Mr. I love it here, Mr. This is great. On one level or another, he demanded a trade, or he urged a trade, or when the question was asked of him, he said, yeah, I'd like to get out of here. Bottom line, it's happening. I think that's a win for the Lions. It's time. You weren't going anywhere with him the next 2 years. And you weren't going to pay him another 4-year extension, $40 million per. It's just not in the cards. Strip it down. You got a garbage roster. Quinn Trisha ruined you. Sheila ruined you. This is how they get right. And you know what? There's no guarantee it works. We may be in the wilderness for a while without a quarterback. That's reality. But I'm willing to take the chance. You know it's like MSU with D'Antonio towards the end. You know it is not going to work with this man. I will take what's behind door number 2, knowing the odds suggest it won't be as good as what I had, because it's a chance at better. And that's what the Lions are being either forced into or coerced into or negotiated themselves into. And I will be absolutely positive about it, because it's the first time in a long time I've agreed with the direction of the organization. So I'd love to know where you guys are at. Hopefully your heads aren't up your asses and you're ready to talk about the end of the Stafford era.